You wake like you're dragging yourself up from a black ocean. Your head throbs, your ribs ache, your shoulder burns every time you breathe. The first things you remember are sounds: gunfire, screams, people dying, chaos. Then darkness, endless darkness. You open your eyes and the ceiling above you swims. Your mouth tastes like blood. Your wrists are bruised. Your legs feel heavy. Then you hear Rosita, a low groan, close, human. You turn and see her beside you, half unconscious, her face pale under dried blood. Her lip is split. There's a cut above her brow. She tries to push herself up and fails. You reach for her, and pain tears through your side. You both stare at each other, dazed, trying to piece together the last clear memory. Bullets, running, bodies falling, then nothing. When your vision steadies, you realize you're inside some kind of camp. Fences, concrete walls, armed guards, harsh lights. But the feeling is wrong. This is not a normal army camp. The guards do not act like soldiers rescuing survivors. They act cold, precise, mechanical. They watch you too closely. Not with concern, with interest. Around you are other survivors. Some are injured so badly they can barely lift their heads. Some sit silent and hollow. Some just stare at the floor. You are not being protected. You are being processed. Rosita understands it too, so you both say very little. You observe. You watch the guards, the rooms, the routines. Two patrol the outer lane every hour. One checks the holding cells at regular intervals. Another moves between a side room and the far corridor carrying notes. You track the layout with every glance you steal. The cells line a central hall. A supply room sits near the generator. An exit corridor runs past a steel security door. You count footsteps. You watch which doors stay locked. You memorize who carries keys. Then you notice the pattern. Sometimes a survivor is taken out. Sometimes injured. Sometimes healthy. None of them ever return. That is when fear changes shape inside you. The truth arrives in fragments. An overheard exchange, medical trays, syringes, a guard saying that the dead are still useful. Late one night, through a crack in the wall, you and Rosita hear enough to understand everything. The soldiers are not fighting zombies. They're experimenting on survivors. Your stomach drops. Your hands go numb. Then comes the worst part. The virus is already inside everyone. Everyone. A bite is only a trigger. Death itself is enough. Die from blood loss, illness, a bullet, anything at all, and the body still rises. The infection is already waiting inside you. You feel the world tilt. Every rule you believed in shatters. There is no clean line anymore between the living and the dead. The whole system is rotten. Rosita turns away, covering her mouth. Her eyes shine with tears she refuses to let fall. You want to comfort her, but you can barely steady yourself. Fear, hopelessness, despair, all of it crashes down at once. The army was supposed to be order, safety. Instead, it is just another machine feeding on the helpless. The world is not failing. It has failed. But staying here means disappearing, so you plan. You do it in silence. Timing built from everything you learned. The weak point is the night shift change. A guard opens the inner door. Another lingers by the generator. The cameras sweep, pause, reset. There is one thin stretch of time when the corridor is exposed. You and Rosita lock onto it. You save your strength. You wait. When night comes, you move. The door opens. You hit the guard before he can shout. The fight is short and brutal. He slams you against the bars, and white pain explodes behind your eyes. You keep going. Rosita grabs his wrist. You wrench the weapon loose and drive it into his temple. He drops. You drag him inside. Your breath is ragged. Rosita takes the keys and starts opening cells. Some survivors cannot move. Some are too terrified to try. But others rise, enough to create confusion, enough to turn silence into danger. Then the alarm erupts. A metallic howl tears through the camp. Red lights flash across the walls. Gunfire cracks. Men shout. Boots pound down the corridors. The whole place comes alive in chaos. You run, past open cells, past fallen bodies, past survivors stumbling in every direction. Rosita stays close, guiding you through smoke and shadows, pulling you clear when guards appear. You cut through a side corridor, duck behind crates, squeeze beneath a half-closing gate. Then you see the final exit, and guards waiting near it. No time to doubt. You shove a metal cart into the wall. Canisters crash everywhere. One guard turns. Rosita grabs a pipe and smashes the overhead light. Sparks burst. Glass falls. The room breaks into confusion. You use the moment. One shot, then another. You both charge through the door as shouting explodes behind you. And suddenly, you're outside. Alive. You bend over, gasping. Behind you, the camp burns with floodlights and alarms, a symbol of danger and betrayal. You look back and understand something with terrible clarity. The threat is not only the dead, it's the living too. You keep moving until the noise fades. Finally, you stop beneath the dark line of trees and collapse, breathing hard. Rosita wipes blood from her face and starts thinking ahead. She tells you about a friend, a yacht. Its name is Abigail. It's in the Florida Keys. Out there, she says, you might have a chance. On the water, away from the camps, away from the roads. You sit in silence and look toward the horizon. The night is thinning. For the first time in forever, hope feels possible. Small, fragile, but real. And somewhere beyond that dark line, waiting on open water, the Abigail might carry you toward a new life.